Good morning, all of you, once again. Our team IDEX DIO warmly welcome concerned nodal officers and representatives from the industry to this outreach session. This is in line with the DISC 14.0 challenges launched on the occasion of LR-STD held on March 19, 2026. Out of 24 challenges of the DISC, we begin by taking up 3 challenges one by one. I would like to start from the challenge number 29. That's design and development of shipborne autonomous aerial vehicle to deploy, recover, and redeploy air sensors payloads from platforms at sea. I request the concerned nodal officer to just briefly highlight the problem statement. Over to you, sir. Hope the screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. I request nodal officer to please take over and just briefly highlight the problem statement. Vishal.
Yes.
Leader, please confirm who has joined.
If not available, somebody else should be there.
नहीं बाकी के लोग प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं हो तीन ही आज सेशन है आदमी and for going to be prepared DIO this is TDAC am I audible
Yes, sir, we are audible.
Yes,
Please
yes,
continue.
yes.
Yeah.
The concerned nodal officer is there. We can start with the.
Come again, sir. Hello.
Yes, please come up.
Could you please repeat?
I said that the concerned nodal officer is here. You can start off with the proceedings.
Yeah, actually, we are waiting for them. Yeah, I request nodal officer if he is available, please continue the problem statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this in a slide? The slide will slide.
Hope the screen is visible.
Good morning, everyone. Uh, with respect to the problem statement for challenge named Shipborne Sensor Deployment Autonomous Aerial Vehicle. So, understand this title is well understood to everyone, and if all are in sync, then I'll progress with my initial discussions or basic information which is envisaged as part of this IDEX challenge. So can I take on this challenge now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah.
So is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, it's visible.
So the primary requirement has to be understood by all here that I am looking for a design and development of the AAV, a shipborne aerial autonomous aerial vehicle, which will be tasked to deploy, recover, and redeploy the anti-submarine sensors or payload, which will be available on the ship. Now, these payloads, what is the weight of the payload and what is the endurance of this vehicle have been given the subsequent serials as part of the format of this challenge. So I'll tell you the background. After 10 years or after a due time, we'll find that this aerial autonomous vehicles will be flying everywhere. So we are looking to capitalize this technology, or which is already being done by the online delivery platforms for delivering of cargo and delivering of the household stuff. So this is nothing new which I am asking for, but yes, since this requirement of AV is of in marine condition, a marinized version kind of thing. So the material and the technology has to be that redundant so that it can sustain the marine environment out at sea, at height sea there. So there's nothing much need to deliberate because as far I am concerned, I have tried to cover the technology domains which I am looking for. But it is up to the industry, it is up to the outside world to more give me inputs or something which the technologies are available or will be available in due time, which can be incorporated, which will be useful for my envisaged task. So to start with the technology domain, it is primarily robotics and intelligent control. So I'm looking for a robotic or intelligent arms to the AAV, which can pick up the payload and go and deploy in the water. The challenge in this AV or the robotic control will be to identify the payload which has been deployed in the water so that it can pick up and bring it on board ship. So transportation recovery, as we say, the technology is well available today, but the payload or the sensor which has been picked up by the AV from the ship, that has to be identified out at sea. So there is some AI ML kind of thing involvement will be there, and yes, it has to be a GNSS capable or vision based navigation. When I say vision based navigation, means it has to be a identify basically the shape and the architecture of the payload has to be identified by the AAV so that it can pick up that payload and bring it on board ship or change the position of the deployment. And in addition, as I said, after some time there will be numerous AAVs flying in around the area. So it has to be an obstacle avoidance kind of thing feature in the AAV, where if some AAV or some obstruction comes in front, it will take a detour and go to its intended area. So that's it from my side. If any questions, I am ready to take on.
Hello, sir. This is Harshvardhan from UFO Consultancy. May I ask my question?
Yes, please.
Yes. So you have mentioned that this would be deployed an autonomous, you can say a drone dock kind of system with a winch, which will go out and collect the payloads. So may I know what sea states are you looking for, and what would be the weight of this payload that we are talking about?
So if you see the problem statement which I mentioned, the weight is not exceeding 50 kgs. So the payload which will be supplied or which will be required to pick up and deploy will not be more than 50 kg. And to brief the audience here, the payload will be akin to a sonobuoy. If the sonobuoy is not familiar, then I must say a cylindrical body, which will be not more weight than 50 kgs. Yes.
Okay. And the sea states?
Come again?
The sea state condition.
Sea
So,
state, again, I'll tell you, out at sea, sea state 2 to 3 is a normal, is a default. Though we say we classify sea state 1, 2, 3, but when you go at sea, the sea state 2 to 3 is a default. So it is expected till sea state 4. And the challenge will be only picking of the deployed sensor. There only a sea state will come into place. Otherwise, I don't find the sea state will play much role in the design of AAV. But for picking up and intelligent control of that robotic arm, yes, sea state will be a big factor. So till sea state 3 to 4, we are looking to deploy this vehicle.
So Pranay here from Blue Jay Aerospace. So this payload during deployment, is it permitted to drop it, or does it need to be lowered by coming close to the sea?
Yes. So if you find the payloads or the sensors are AS sensor, that is anti-submarine. So obviously there will be hydrophones kind of thing sensors. So they need to be carefully dropped. When I say careful drop, yes, it cannot be dropped at more height where the splash will do damage to the sensor. But look, I can say 3 to 5 meters should not be a issue where the vehicle or AAV goes above the sea for 4 to 5 meters and then simply gently drops the vehicle, drops the payload.
Right. And the follow-up question for pickup on the sensors, apart from so what other apart from a hook, what other alternate provisions can we leverage to retrieve the payload? Like, is there something that we can use, like just magnetic, for instance, or just wanted to understand those provisions? Is there a possibility to change the pickup mechanism on the sonobuoy side?
Uh, yes, this will be one of the challenge for designing the robotic control or picking up the sensor. Like at present, I have got at least 2 to 3 types of sensors, and which are not common. Like you'll not find a common uh, the architecture or common shape. But
Right.
yes, it will be cylindrical shape, and it can be further refined in the PDS PRU. Like what kind of sensors or what kind of mechanism should be there in the AS sensors, which will help the AAV in picking up these sensors from sea.
Okay. And what sort of duration will be looking at? Like, for instance, if it's a deployment mission or if it's a retrieval mission, what sort of distance and time do you expect would be involved in this mission?
So as I mentioned, that autonomous capability with a minimum endurance of 8 hours. So this endurance is for the AAV. Now the sensor which I'll be deploying, that will be a various what is endurance and configuration. So that is not an effect to the vehicle here. The vehicle should be of 8 hours. Yeah.
Okay. And what distance from the ship would this be deployed at up to?
Uh, as of now, the distance has not been quantified because we are looking for 8 hours. So depending on the speed of the vehicle and all, the distance and all can be like that. A ConOps, the concept of operations can be devised or will be devised based on the kind of vehicle which is available to us. So it will be
Understood.
too early to make the ConOps today that at what range I'll be able to deploy.
Okay.
Sir, Rahul here. So, sir, why do you require an aerial vehicle only? Why not a floating autonomous a boat kind of a robot that can also do the job?
I'll tell you, if it is a AV, then my lowering and hosting mechanism, which has to be done for a autonomous boat, has sorted out or will be uh, done with or will be mitigated. I don't require to factor those factor because the AV will automatically come on. Obviously, it is understood that it should be a VTOL capability. It will come with my deck and I can house it there. So one of the lowering hosting of autonomous boats, and the second factor will be the speed, because the kind of speed which I'll get it in the AV will not be available for the boats.
Okay, so primarily because you don't want to lower it into the ocean, and because you want it to be quick deployment, is the reason you want to go for that one for the aerial vehicle.
That's correct. And in future, you might have that my autonomous assets are only operating, autonomous ship is only operating out at sea. So I don't want
Right.
any man in the loop where he is deploying and recovering these boats.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Good morning.
Hi, sir.
Good morning. This is Commander Atul from Brave Corps. I just want to understand a little more on the endurance part of this. You
Yeah.
said 8 hours. So 8 hours means the vehicle has to be airborne for 8 hours. Can I know what is the operational constraint which requires us to be airborne for 8 hours? I'm asking because maybe there is an alternate solution. Can this
No,
be clarified?
there's no constraint for 8 hours. I'm looking for, if let's say my area of operation is somewhere 50 nautical miles and the speed of the AAV is somewhere 50 knots, let's say. So at least in 1 hour I'll be able to deploy, and 1 hour the vehicle will come back or the AAV will come back to my deck. Now again, if I have a requirement, so this 8 hours has been given. There is no constraint for this. If I'm getting a more than this endurance, it is much more welcome. But I'm looking for the minimum endurance of 8 hours so that I can deploy. I can deploy for as many loads as the ship can.
Basically, you want to use the same vehicle to shuttle back and forth and deploy as many sonobuoys as possible. That's the use case here.
That's correct.
And
That's
you want to
correct.
deploy
Depend
them
on how
maybe
many
far away.
AAVs there on board ship.
Yeah. One more last question. Are we allowed to make any modifications to this sonobuoy structure? Not in a way that it affects its own operations, but any other superficial changes can be made to the sonobuoys.
So I'll tell you, since the making of sonobuoys or this thing is out of question at this project here. As I said that I'll have some sensors with me, but
Mhm.
yes, depend on the kind of technology which I'm receiving from you guys, I'll be able to make out that what kind of that sensors or what kind of arrangement should be there so that it can be easily picked up or easily attached to the AAV or robotic arm.
Yes, yes.
So yes, the uniformity of the body, uniformity of the cylindrical body will be factored by the Indian Navy to
Yes.
facilitate the picking up of this payloads by these AAVs.
Okay. And all of them floats on the surface level itself. All of the sensors that you are thinking of, they will all float at surface level, and none of them will be even a little bit submerged type.
Uh,
Partially
Here,
submerged and floating. That's how.
I must say, I must say, it's a good question here. Why I'm saying, because the sensors after the completion of the run, they do come on the surface, but their exposed part on the surface will be very less.
Yes,
So
all
that is why in the technology domain, if you see, I have written a vision based or sorry, intelligent control, where if the vehicle has identified that this is my part which has to pick up, or this is the asset I have to pick up, he identifies in the water. But yes, it will be at least must say uh, 10 to 15 centimeters or 10 to 20 centimeters as what we have, I can say. But in future, if we have something which can float much above the sea water, that will be much more easier for the AV to identify and pick up.
That is the exact reason why I'm asking whether we can have modification. Because I'm just putting in a thought across so that you can also think over it. The more which visually available on the surface is better. And the second part is how do we pick up and how do we articulate something to pick it up. So all of these things are affected by what is seen above water and how much of it is seen above water and what's the shape of that thing. That was the main reason why I asked whether we can modify. It's just an open question.
Exactly.
Something you can think about. Okay, something we'll also think about and come out with some solutions.
Sir, as a follow-up to that, is there any communication that can be done with the sensor to identify its location? So that visual plus location based, let's say, I don't know, maybe GPS or something. Can we communicate with that sensor and then uh, get a little more accuracy in terms of picking it up?
No, 100%. The GPS position will be there for that sensor, and that is why this vessel has to be GNSS capable, where both vehicle can talk to each other. As present, yes, the GPS and the satellite both are available, or both can be made available to the AAV and the sensors. In future, if something else, a technology where a VHF kind of thing communication can also comes for accurate positioning of the AAV on top of the sensors, that has to be looked upon. But at present, GPS, yes, it is available. It will be available to the AV.
So, sir, sonobuoys have got a GPS. Is that what you were saying?
No, sonobuoys when they come up on surface, not the don't take it as a sonobuoy. It
Right.
at present, I must say we have some sensors which is akin to a sonobuoy, but they are being lowered manually in the water. So they are not sonobuoys. There are sensors, underwater sensors, which can do the job or task of a sonobuoy.
Right. But during recovery, will they be able to know their position? Or because, sir, in sea, they will drift to an extent. And how much wanted to get in clarity of how you are saying that the aerial vehicle will be positioned on top of the sonobuoy. How will that happen?
One is yes, if the GPS position is being transmitted by the sensor. One is the SATCOM, because that receiver, when it comes on surface, it can relay its position to SATCOM, which is available to us as of now. So two features are there. Yes, what is saying, drifting and all will be there, and that is how the positioning of AAV has to be done accordingly. Drifting and all the challenges will be there. Exactly.
Right. So, sir, what I wanted to also know is that, if it is transmitting, will the submarine also not know that there is a sonobuoy nearby?
No, as such, if boys are in water, they will come to know that something has been deployed. But if they come to know this has been deployed, then that is one of the more reason that I would want them to know that something is there and they will not come there. So if by the time if I am denying them to come there, I am winning my requirement. I am what do you say, fulfilling my requirement to deny their area of operation to my area.
Understood. So, you are saying that something like GPS on the sonobuoy is a
Yes,
possibility.
but as of now, this satellite is available. GPS can be made available, but satellite, yes, because once they come up, they are transmitting their position to terminals.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Yeah.
Sir, is there a maximum weight restriction on the aircraft? The reason we ask this is, um, is it possible to sort of reduce the mission duration if we can carry two sonobuoys, essentially 100 kgs, and do a circuit trip, thereby reducing the total time the UAV has to be in the air?
No, I'll tell you the sonobuoys, given the dimension of the sonobuoys, the two sonobuoys I'm slightly skeptical that whether it will be done or not, because the AV size has to be accordingly increased, which I don't think will be in greater good for the designing of this AV. The second part, the endurance can be reduced, but probably that the intention of picking up two or deploying two will not meet the requirement, because once you see the picking up of this payload from the sea is a very difficult task, and for that I think one that is why we have designed that at least one should be picked up by the AV. But
Understood.
nonetheless, if your technology is being given for picking up two sonobuoys and deploying it, then it is much more welcomed. But yes, endurances have to be factored so that it need not required for me to frequent charging and that much of the out of operation AV there with me.
Okay. Understood, sir.
Sir, following up on the same question, is it possible to get to know the dimensions of the payload?
Dimensions of the payload can be taken from open source, the sonobuoys, and only the restriction or only the complexity which I have added in this challenge is weight of 50 kgs, because sonobuoys, if you see the weight are less than 20-25 kgs. But here I am giving much more challenge, saying that till 50 kgs you should be able to deploy, because in the sonobuoys, what I am saying, sonobuoys has an endurance of 5 to 6 hours, 10 hours. But the vessel or the sensor which I have today or which will be made available in future will have a more endurances, maybe a year or so, maybe a 6 months or so. So accordingly, their weight's gonna go up. So dimensions, you may say a cylindrical, but dimensions will be of 1 meter, 0.8 meter length. It can be, but it should not make any difference, because till the time your intelligent arm control is picking up the cylindrical array or cylindrical shape sonobuoys, it should be able to do whether for it a 1 meter or for 0.8 meters.
Understood.
Sir, the servicing of sonobuoy, is it something that is controlled by you, or is it something like timed up? Maybe a couple of days, it will just surface by itself, and you will come to know that it has surfaced. Uh, how does that
Both,
work?
both, both can be done. It can be late automatic. It can be controlled. Uh, so that is the users to decide, and that's what when the surface, the position will be transmitted to the AAV, and AAV goes on top of the sensor, picks up and get it on board ship, so that I can
Okay.
redeploy those sensors.
Okay, so you can actually communicate with the sonobuoy also. There is a mechanism for that also.
Once it comes on surface, I can communicate. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm Major General Indrabharan. Hello. Yeah, this is Major General Indrabharan here. My question, there are two questions I have. One is the sonobuoy, the entire design of the AAV will be dependent on the specifications of sonobuoy. So since the sonobuoy is being provided by the department, it's extremely important that the detailed specs of the sonobuoy is made available. Otherwise, designing an AAV for a imaginary sonobuoy or what is available in the net could be very complicated, and people will come out with different designs. So this is one suggestion. Second thing is, alternately, if you're designing both, then it's a different matter. Then it can be integrated and designed. Second question is that the navigation and the recovery. So will the sonobuoy or the payload be carried in the belly? Will it be underslung, or will it be fitted beneath? There are many options available. That will be contingent again upon the sonobuoy's dimensions, as somebody was asking, and the specs of sonobuoy. Third thing is talking to the sonobuoy. As you said, the sonobuoy may have to go underwater occasionally for capturing data or information, for that matter, capturing intelligence. So essentially, a component of the sonobuoy will have to remain floating on top to communicate constantly with the AAV, and the rest of it can go down, which means that the sonobuoy itself needs to have a navigation component, a module, which is talking, either communicating or having its own independent GPS. So again, it comes to the same question that the specs of the sonobuoy or the payload needs to be made available for anyone to design this AAV. Thank you.
With due respect, sir, I would like to correct here, sir. The designing of AV, which I am looking for as this IDEX challenge, doesn't have to relate with the sonobuoys or to the sensor. Why I'm saying, because that is the intelligent robotic arm or the mechanism which is used, which will be used to pick up and deploy the sonobuoys has to be designed according to the sonobuoys. Otherwise, the AAVs has not to be decided or has not to be designed akin to the type of sonobuoys or type of sensors to be picked up, sir. The second question is the mechanism of uh, identification of the AS sensors. That's very correct, sir. That is one of the thing which has to be devised, and at present, which I can give it to you, is a satellite position and a GPS position. Because a matter of only a GPS transmitter which has to picked up, which will be put into this AS sensor. But as of now, this SATCOM terminals are there which relays its position so that AV can go there, sir. So it is all about this intelligent robotic arm which has to be designed so that it can pick up a cylindrical object. But yes, you are very correct, sir, that specification of the AS sensors should be there with the designers. But for you to design, I have given a reference of a sonobuoys. So it might happen that the sensor which is available to me, sonobuoy is of, let's say, uh, 2 centimeter or 3 centimeter in radius. It can be tomorrow of 5 centimeter. So the robotic arm or the intelligent control of the robotic arm should be flexible so that it can pick up or it can lower uh, the available dimensions of the air sensors. So it's not a fixated that the present sonobuoys are of 0.8 8 centimeter or 2 centimeters. So it should be designed. So robotic arm should be of flexible arrangement where it expands its swath or arm, picks up, contracts it, gets a full control, picks up the sonobuoy. Yes, that is one of the challenges which will have to be solved. Yes, that's correct, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That clarifies it. So will the AAB be expected to transmit continuously the intelligence data captured from sonobuoy back to the ship, or will it be only captured in sonobuoy and taken back, and it will be drawn later from sonobuoy?
No, it will be once the sonobuoy comes up, it will transmits its captured data, and I'm recovering it. Let's say if I'm changing the area, because my sonobuoys are for the benefit of all audience, I'm saying a general word of sonobuoy which is familiar to you. But I must tell you, there are sensors, ASW sensors available akin to a sonobuoy which has more endurance. So that's what I'm giving a reference to you, that it will be sonobuoy. So, sir, you said very correctly. It will be picked up and the data will be captured by the ship. And if I require, I can divert the AAV from the point A to point B, or else I can ask the AAV to come back to ship from point A. So anyway, the operations will be decided. Depends on the what kind of concept of operations are devised in future, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Are there any restrictions on the size of the AV? Because since it is on the ship, are there any restriction that it should not be bigger than this or whatever? And secondly, about the endurance, in the challenge, you have mentioned that 8 hours in the future requirements. So, and right now you are saying it is the minimum endurance that you are looking for. So that thing is not, I mean, we are not getting.
Size has to be factored with the helodecks or the decks of the ships, where the available size. But understand, if you have to meet the endurance, definitely your size gonna be compact. So both has to be factored, sir. So I'm not looking for a humongous AV where I'm not able to fit it on my helodecks. But again, if you are making that big AV, you're gonna compromise with the endurance. So both has to struck a balance so that optimized product is developed, sir.
Okay,
So,
sir.
sir, to follow up on that, is it going to be stored somewhere inside of a, let's say, quote unquote hangar or something like that? Because that was a question that I had as well. Because if it's going to be too big, then obviously it will not fit inside any like enclosed area. So any worst
No,
case size, maximum size that you can tell us will be helpful.
for the benefit of the audience, I must say I'm not looking for a one AAV or two AAV per ship. I'm looking for at least minimum 10 to 15 AAVs on board ship, because if my one ship is deployed in an area, that ship should be able to deploy these sensors all across its position. So depends on the size, but yes, the size has to be less. And as you said very correctly, it will be deployed in some hangar and all, where it will be picked up manually, or can have some mechanism where it can be. So just see if the design can be limited with 2 by 2 meters of dimensions, so that I can have at least 10 numbers on board ships.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Sir, is MANTA project is completed or?
Sorry, can you come again?
The MANTA, the previous problem statement of deploying the MANTA-Drone in like a USB kind of thing.
No, I think maybe in the next some projects this will be covered, but this is not a part of this project, sir.
Okay.
So I think we have done with this project.
So I'm from Banjara industry, and we have got manufacturing sector. So we have got 2-3 questions about this material and the property. I'm specifically questioning the manufacturing side of the coding and the technology and the criticality of the development of that. So the very basic question for me is that how does the material work? What are the challenges that you are facing with the manufacturing kind of thing on that perspective?
DIO, you may note down their question, because I'm heading for a different meeting. So and the last speaker I didn't register. So please, you can take it down and you can forward to me. I'll respond accordingly. So thank you all for your cooperation. Yeah.
Sir, good morning. I'm Somya Ranjan from Science DLM. Sir, we are a limited company based out of in Bangalore related to electronics manufacturing. So I just wanted to know, sir, this disk and ADITI 4.0, it is particular for the MSME and the startup company. Is it possible to participate the private or limited company for this requirement, sir?
If you have further questions, you can drop a mail to our concerned mail site available, IDEX website.
Of course, sir. Which was mentioned in the section.
DIO, this is TDAC.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was asking that you can get that problem statement with the definition of the technical document. So we can work, we can.
DIO, next nodal officer. DIO, the next nodal officer is here. We can start off with the next case.
Yeah, we'll go with the next question, next problem statement. That's design and development of long-range surveillance and targeting drone. I request the concerned officer to briefly explain the problem statement and challenge.
Good morning, everyone. This is Nodal Officer from DSR for this problem statement, long design and development of long-range surveillance and targeting drone. So the project aims as to develop a ship-launched long-range surveillance and targeting drone for ISR purposes, providing targeting data to IN units at sea. The system should be capable of operating beyond 700 nautical miles from own ships, with capability to undertake horizontal flight post-launch and have an endurance of at least 10 hours with all of weight less than or equal to 150 kgs with a low RCS. These are the basics and rest everything is mentioned in the problem statement. If anybody has got any doubt with regards to the problem statement, you can please go ahead, sir.
So does it need to be interfaced with any command and control center, the data that comes back?
Yeah, it'll be integrated with a GCS, sir. It should be supplied with a GCS.
Correct. So GCS will anyway be supplied, but any additional integration or anything like that is needed?
GCS has to be integrated with the onboard system of the ship. It should be compatible. The protocols, network protocol should be compatible with to be integrated with the ship's network.
Okay, and that will be provided later to us.
Yeah, that will be provided later.
Okay.
So, sir, you 20 nautical miles and being an aerial vehicle, so this will need some SATCOM kind of equipment, or how are you envisaging the communication?
Absolutely, I have mentioned in the problem statement it should be having GOI approved high data rate SATCOM for communication and data transfer when it is flying.
Got it.
Hello, sir. Uh, as mentioned that it would be for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. What will be the maximum payload capacity of the system? Only the all of weight is given for the system.
So all of it, including the.
Okay, I'll just clarify certain things. Captain Kunal Tiwari here. Thereafter, you can keep having this discussion. This being of a bit critical nature, the requirements will be two based. One, the generic which is given in the problem statement, and thereafter the MSMEs who get shortlisted, with them we'll share the confidential part. There are certain confidential aspects in this which we cannot share in open domain like this. This particular thing will have both SATCOM and your VUHF. Both. It will carry both.
Sir Vikram, this side, could you clarify the maximum limit on the speed, transit, and loiter? Is it a fixated requirement?
It is mentioned, sir. It is mentioned in the problem statement. If you see para 12,
No,
it is having speeds max.
no, the
Max should
question
be
is,
more. Yeah.
so the question is why there is a restriction on max speed, transit speed, as long as the target and objective is getting fulfilled to cover a larger range and efficiently reach a target location and capture the data and give it in the less time with a higher speed, will that not be a better proposition?
Sir, actually, that it depends on the operational requirements at that point of time. That is the reason these filters have been given. If it is not operationally viable at some point of time when I need it urgently, that is the reason I have given these speeds. If I want to concentrate on a target for quite some time, then I need a loiter time. And in transit, it should be like, matlab, if it is going for a surveillance mission, it should be in transit speed should be lesser. But if it is launched urgently, then it has to be more. That is the reason it has been specified. It's not that I'm going to operate it as the max of its limits always. I'll employ it as per the requirement.
So the question is, if let's say the maximum speed of that vehicle to attain the all other parameters is 150 kilometer per hour or a nautical mile, and then let's say the transit speed is 120, and the loiter, if you require, can be brought down lesser also, but you have a capability at hand to go faster also beyond 100 kilometer. So will that also be acceptable, or it is a higher limit in the problem statement?
The limits are already provided, and the limits can be anywhere in between that.
Thank
Like
you.
if you see max should be greater than 100 knots. If it is coming at 150, it's fine. It is meeting the parameter. Transit is greater than equal to 80 knots. If it is provided at 120, it is fine, or 100. It is meeting sufficing the parameters. And loiter speed is less than 40 knots. So if it is lesser than 40, then it is sufficing the parameters.
Thank you. Got it.
These three modes actually should be available. That is the thing which I have mentioned.
Sure.
Yeah, I have few questions. This is Major General Indra Balan here. There was a similar problem statement which was given by the Army, which spoke of ISTAT, which is there in the DCPR also. So in that ISTAT, the T standard for targeting, and that mentioned that there's a loitering munition role also. I presume here there is no loitering munition role. It's only information
No, sir.
gathering.
That is only information, sir. There is no payload with respect to weapons.
Got that. So because targeting was there, that's why I got a little doubt
Sir,
on that.
but
Yeah.
it is just for the providing targeting data, sir. But
Got
it
it.
should be able, like in the future, if you want to put it, it should be available, sir, with a modular, with modification, bit of modification, sir. That is the thing, sir.
I got the point. So which essentially means the data that you're going to transmit will have to be real-time data and processed data rather than just simple information, because you may be using it
Absolutely,
directly
sir.
for targeting, right?
Absolutely, sir. It should be AI enabled, sir.
AI edge enabled, so that the processing happens on the payload itself. I mean, sorry, on the bird itself.
Absolutely, sir.
You're not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, got that. You also said it's got to operate from the ship, so we are assuming that this is takeoff landing from ship and not from island.
Absolutely, sir. No, sir. It should be both, sir. Actually, if it is able to land and take off from ship, it naturally will be
Land
able to
becomes
do it from
natural.
land.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Is there any type of launch mechanism defined, or is it left to the designer?
No, sir. It is given, sir. VTOL, sir. Vertical takeoff and landing capability.
Only vertical, not canister launched or catapult launched. It has to be vertical only.
No, sir. It should be vertical takeoff and landing, sir.
Okay.
And after it has taken off, it can go into the horizontal flight mode.
Yeah, that's understandable. So takeoff landing is vertical only. Just thank you for clarifying.
Yes, sir. So that the less space is occupied basically. If I were to put a catapult launch, then again more space is required. More number of systems are required. That is the thing.
Hello, sir. Harsh here. Is there a minimum cruising altitude that you're looking for?
Sir, I'm not looking at minimum, but I have service ceiling should not be less than 10,000 feet with payload. That is the thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So primarily it is going to be used to observe the surface vessels, right? Vessels that are floating on the surface, and then give information about them, the targeting and the exact position of the vehicle on the surface only. And those will be
Absolutely.
generally ships. Those will be generally ships and those large objects.
Yes, sir. Yes. Not large objects, sir. Anything which is going on the surface, sir. Now, large or small, that has to be catered as per the payload, sir.
Okay.
It should be able to detect anything and everything above the surface of water, sir.
So what is the minimum size object that you are looking at?
Sir, fishing boat, sir.
Okay, so at least 2 to 3 meters object.
Sir, absolutely, sir. It can be more than 1 meter, 1 meter, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, hello, this is Akash here. Sir, are you looking for underwater objects to be detected as well?
No, 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 no.
So the sensors we have are only optical, right?
Sorry, come again.
The sensors that we are using for detection, are they optical sensors, or we have sonar based sensors or something which will be
No, no, no. Optical sensors. Optical sensors.
only optical sensors? Right?
Yeah. If we go through the problem statement, it is mentioned everything regarding that.
Sir, how can I generate the problem statement so that we can give the documents and we can come up with the queries or we can come up with the any doubts we have?
Sir, last person who has spoken, sir, you are actually totally unclear, sir. Matlab, it was not audible at all, sir. Request if you can repeat, sir. Being slightly
Hello,
slower.
I'm James Joshi from Channel Industries. I have a question about that. How can we take the problem statement so that we can go through the problem statement and can review that and we can come up with a query if we have a query and
I am sorry to
solution.
interrupt, sir. Mr. Rahul, or whoever is speaking, sir, you are actually totally garbled, sir. Nothing can be deciphered, sir, whatever you are speaking.
James Joshi here, sir. Am I audible right now? Hello.
Sir.
Yes, am I audible right now? Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I was asking that how can I get the problem statement so that we can go through that and if we have any query, we can come up with any solution and if we are working on that, we can come up on that and we can participate here.
Sir, I am sorry, sir. I am unable to hear you at all, sir, because you are garbled, sir. I am hearing your voice, but nothing can be understood what you are speaking, sir.
He's asking whether
Request if you can drop a message, sir. I'll just read through it and answer you, sir.
sir, he's asking how can he get access to the problem statement?
How can we get
Access to the problem statement. The Word
that has been
document.
shared with TDAC? You can get in touch with TDAC. Sorry, that is shared with DIO. You can get in touch with DIO. They'll give you the PDF of the problem statement.
Okay, right, sir. Can
And it
I
was being
ask a follow-up question?
Excuse me, it's already available in the portal. It's
Hello.
actually it is
IDEX
being
DIO.
shared.
It's available in the public portal. You can see disk 14 as well as ADITI. So you can get the access from there. Click here to download PDF. All the relevant information is available in that particular PDF document.
Noted, sir. Noted.
Yeah.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sir, I am Commander Apurv, presently doing my PhD at IIT Bombay. So we are developing only the software part of whatever you have just explained, and not the hardware part, obviously, because we are independent researcher.
Sir.
Sorry, I lost the connection between. So I was telling, sir, we are independent researcher at IIT Bombay. I am in Navy, so we are only developing the software part of it. We cannot. So can we participate just with respect to the software part, developing the autonomous navigation, identifying the target, then deploying or picking it up? We cannot obviously come up with the hardware part of it, the USV or UAV, whatever. So is it as a independent researcher and a naval officer, can we participate independently only for the software and the AI training part of it?
This I am not aware, sir. I think DIO may be able to answer this.
Right, sir.
DIO.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, you can again, you are free to post the questions in the respective ID, whatever I shared in the Dropbox. You can mail to that particular ID. idexdio@ddpmod.gov.in as well as idexsupport@ddpmod.gov.in. Concerned person will be addressing the further questions. Hope the information is clear, sir.
Anybody else have any question?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi sir.
So I just had a follow-up question, if it's okay with you. So from an operational point of view for this UAV, could different propulsion systems be considered? For example, between battery versus hydrogen systems?
Sir, absolutely. I have not defined the propulsion system in this challenge. That is the reason.
Okay. Yes, sir. Because from an operational point of view, like would the availability of hydrogen on board versus the electricity to power to recharge a battery make a difference for the usage of this UAV?
As it is as per the firm. I have not defined the propulsion system purposefully in this challenge because endurances were high and everything. So I wanted a better solution which can be provided from your side. It is up to the firm to decide whoever is winning the challenge.
Okay, so noted. Thank you.
Yeah, hello, sir. I have a question over here.
Yeah.
The question is, sir, that this can be a modular integration as well based on the components that you described in the problem statement. So what kind of indigenization are we looking at when we talk about this problem statement? How much of indigenized criteria is there here?
It will be by Indian IDDM criteria as per DAP.
Okay, got it. Got it, sir.
Does anybody else has any question?
This is
Should we close?
Pranay from Blue Jay Estates. Hello. Yeah. So I just want to check. Is there the weight 150 kg that has been defined for a surveillance only system, independent of the propulsion system? Is there any reason you put it as 150 kg? I mean, usually surveillance systems, even with IC or hydrogen, are significantly lesser. So what sort of payload weights are you looking at carrying, sir? The EOIR high resolution camera. Basically, just want to understand the payload weight, if there's any high
So
payload
if you
involved here.
see, if you are seeing the problem statement, serial number 12, it is defined their integral sensors payload greater than or equal to 30 kgs, but all of weight should not be, all of weight should be less than 150 kgs.
Okay. I think I missed it. Okay. All right, sir.
And all of weight encompasses everything, propulsion system and everything. It should, entire drone should not be weighing more than 150 kg. It should be lesser than 150 kgs.
Understood. Yeah.
Okay, sir. If there are no more questions, then we'll go up to the next challenge.
Sir, just one last question. My question is, sir, that what kind of qualification timeline we are looking at if this is modularly assembled?
Repeat again, sir. I did not get you.
The question I have is that what kind of a qualification cycle are we looking at if we assemble this with modulars?
No, we didn't understand. Yeah, see, this is an IDEX challenge. So DIO will tell you the development time. You asking about the development time period for it?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So DIO will tell you the standard development time is around 18 months.
Okay.
After signing off contract.
Yeah. So, sir, an iterative prototype is what we are supposed to submit, right? Or
Say
do you
again?
require we are supposed to submit an iterative prototype, or do you require a near final product?
No, see, if near final product, if you can give, then there is sky is the limit. But we know this is a thing which is being developed.
Correct.
Right. So by if you go by the DIO site, you will come to know there are milestones which will be derived in that 18 months. So there'll be deliverables will be based on achieving milestones, and during the SSCT phase, single stage composite trials phase, is the time when you have to give the full product.
Understood, sir. Understood.
And to all the firms who are coming, you have to remember IDEX is a joint process in which the services and DIO will also ensure you get the best brains behind to help you. It is not that we tell you and say tata bye bye to you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, one more question. You have mentioned that you want to detect a fishing boat, but it will be at what maximum distance from the aircraft?
Depends on the capability of camera, sir. Best you can provide.
No, sir. I mean, that's what actually the question is, because it will depend on at what distance you want to see, because then there is no limit that the camera can.
Okay, I will just tell you something. If you have read the problem statement, it is quite open ended. Because if this is a development project, this is not a thing which is existing. Okay, if I make it watertight, then people will have issues. Then it is no longer a development project. You want me to make it watertight so that before only you will fall? I can't do that. Now I have to also give, you guys are going to be developing something. So my side should be to give you the best benefit.
Got it, sir. Got it. Yeah.
You don't want that, you tell.
So I have a question.
Please identify yourself.
My name is Shayantini. I'm from Angel Pick. I wanted to check that for the proposal, is a architectural proposal expected, or what is the expectation for applying for this challenge?
This you please ask DIO. DIO will answer this.
Okay.
As I mentioned, the Dropbox for general query, please you can drop a mail at idexdev@ddpmod.gov.in. Concerned person will definitely reach out to you. Please, you can drop the mail.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
We as a steering directorate for that, we are looking at the product. For process procedure, it is you have to please contact, and the reply comes very fast from DIO. So you just send them a mail, you will get within 24 hours, you will get a reply response how to go about it.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Any other question?
So the speeds this is Pranay from Blue Jay Aerospace again. The speeds mentioned there, the transit speed mentioned, do we read that as a expected cruise speed?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And
It
loiter
is
will
not
be
mentioned. It is given a limit.
right.
Transit should be greater than or equal to 80 knots.
Correct. And that typically depend on the sensors, especially the SAR, if you are using one. The transit
For
would
that,
be
for that you have loiter speed. For
okay.
using your sensors, you have loiter speed.
Okay.
It's given there. And it is kept less than or equal to 40 knots for this purpose only.
Okay. And typically based on the operational requirements that you would have, so basically the lower the speed becomes, the flight has to transition back into the vertical, like a multi-copter flight mode, right?
See,
it
the,
would be
the
probably
question which you have,
based on the
see, the
sensors.
question which you are asking, the question which you are asking is the solution which you have to work out.
Right, sir. I'm asking from a
Everyone
sensor
will
point of
look at it in a different way.
view. Okay. The question that I'm asking is for the sensors and for the operational requirements, is there a requirement for power during these 10 hours of endurance, or you're already flying at 10,000 feet, and we give you a good camera which can easily vertically look down. you should be able to identify fishing boats from the 3 kilometer altitude that you're flying at. So, is there a need for a static flight where the drone is flying at a fixed location? Um, because in that case, we have to budget additional power for that, and we have to rethink the
Please
solution.
do remember there is no way a hover is required. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Only you have to look at the landing part. For that, you may require hover.
Of course. Besides that, besides takeoff and landing, if there is no hover required anywhere for the sensors to be operational,
It can keep moving around in circles over that area. Yeah.
got
At
it.
20 knots. Same thing, only at that height, it will not make any difference.
Okay. It's is there a minimum speed if you could mention for the sensors, or we can define that?
You can define that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Like I said before to all, have kept the problem statement so open so that it gives you chance to work on. If I make it restrictive, it will be a problem when someone will say, no, why have you kept this? Can you make it this? I have kept my upper limits and then I have given to you for your discretion what can best be your solution. Again, remember, this is not a normal this thing. This is a development project. So you should have freedom.
Yeah, so sir, we can also apply some of our innovative ideas to the product, right?
Yeah.
Got it, sir.
That is warranted from you. That is a must. Otherwise, there is no requirement of going through IDEX. Then I'll just do a RFI and go ahead with the thing. Why IDEX is there to get the innovation out.
Um, very good morning. This is Rohan Fernandez from Nautical Wings. I had a question. Wanted to check, since this is going to be a ship launch system, there must be a size restriction that will be put because it has to be taken off and landing on a ship. If you could maybe, I think, mention what would be the size restriction, it would help manufacturers to then design and come up with ideas according to that.
Yeah. So with respect to size, we have mentioned, again, everyone will come up with a different solution. That's why we have not given a size, but we are very sure that if it is less than 150 kg, it cannot be bigger than a helicopter. Correct.
Understood.
So helicopter is being launched. This can easily be launched, and in 150 kgs, you cannot create a thing bigger than a helicopter size.
Okay.
Even if you
Noted.
try, you'll not be able to do that.
Noted. Thank you.
Sir, if there are no more questions pertaining to this problem statement, can we move over to the next one?
This was not mentioned in the document that provided, but is there a power budget that we should cater for the ESM lightweight radar and communication relay, which or is that an R scope to provide?
It is from your side, sir, not from our side.
Understood. Thank you.
And the questions you are asking, sir, the solution has to be provided by the firm. What product, what kind of body, and all these things. And any
Even
other
the
questions are there, then you can mail it to us. We'll respond back.
Yeah, I think now we'll move on to the next problem statement. That's number 28, ship-launched multi-domain autonomous naval tactical attack drone. That's MANTA-Drone for ISR and targeting. I request the concerned officer to please highlight the statement as well as briefly explain the challenge. Over to you,
DIO,
sir.
just 2 minutes. DIO, just 2 minutes. I'm calling the nodal officer.
Okay, sure, sir.
बना नहीं है उससे पहले बिग मामो की तरह शुरू हो जाते हैं और एक भी काम को
So could you please show the program statements?
उसे अभिनव का नाम कैसे पता? अभिनव का नाम कैसे पता?
एक दो बार अभिनव के कॉल आए थे शाम के टाइम पे.
तो आपके पास बहुत सारे लोगों को कॉल करते हैं.
Kindly mute your mics, everyone, please. जयपुर में
Yeah.
Hello. So can you please show us the program statement?
Yeah, that's problem number 28, ship-launched multi-domain autonomous naval tactical attack drone for ISR and targeting. I request nodal officer just briefly highlight the statement as well as the challenge.
DIO, the nodal officer is here. He started with the proceedings now.
Come again, sir?
And the nodal officer from DSR. I'll just take 2 minutes to explain what we are looking at. So it's basically looking at a surface vessel, autonomous surface vessel, which can provide ISR and also be used for targeting information to be passed to ships. The main crux in this is the range and the endurance. So if you see the endurance we put as not minimum 7 days and the range is minimum 750 nautical miles. So the idea is that this will keep loitering outside the adversary coast or in their waters, keep giving information, and if required, give targeting data also in real time. So this obviates the use of our MPAs or LRMR aircrafts to give the same data. Also, you reduce the risk of personnel and in arms race. So autonomous system which can give this is what we're looking for.
Sir, a doubt.
Okay, sir.
Is it should be designed like a MANTA-Drone or kind of thing?
So design everything I'll leave up to you. The dimensions and everything is I think to mention the broad dimensions. So design is as per yours. What you give, sir. The aim is that it should not be caught. The freeboard has to be less. The height of has to be less so that stealth features have to be inculcated so that it is not easily caught by someone who doesn't want it there. That is the main broad with the design. So design anything can come. So any design can be done. There's no hard and fast rule.
Okay.
As long as it meets the criteria of range, endurance, the speeds, length, breadth, and the height. All those.
Sir, okay, a doubt. Max. What
Yeah, the
should be the
speed is
maximum?
not mentioned, sir.
Sir, if I can just speed is not mentioned, sir, because if I mention the speed, then it will be fixed on that. I've mentioned the endurance and I've mentioned the range. So speed is normal, sir. I think you can go on economical speed about maybe 12 to 14 knots because it doesn't have it does not require high speed to reach the area. I'm not looking at something. I'm not looking at something which is beyond 40, 50 knots or something. Burst of speed is just to go, deploy quietly in the area, keep giving targeting information and ISR, and come back.
Sir, I have a humble suggestion. Ali as well from Sales is the endurance and the range, as you mentioned, is dependent on the speed. So as you just said, you want a burst speed of 40 to 40 knots. You mean to say?
No. I'm saying I do not require that burst speed because I'm not using this in the kamikaze role. I don't require that burst speed. I require to be go quietly, deploy, use a job, and come back quietly.
So the economic, so 7 days endurance, what you're saying is will be at the economical speed. So what range should we take as economical speed? 10 knots to 14 knots?
Correct. The reason I don't mention speed because since I require beyond 70 nautical miles and at least more than 7 days endurance, then the speeds can be calculated accordingly. So I leave it up to the industry that how to come up with. That's why I not mentioned or not put any quantitative figure to it. That will depend on the propulsion, what you're suggesting, whether it can be OBMs or it can be battery based or solar powered. That will depend. So the speeds may change, vary.
Sir,
This economical.
This will move from a moving platform.
No, as of now, no. I'll have to deploy it from the shore. It'll be sent from the shore and it'll be done. But since if you see the size, I've catered for not more than 7 meters. So this is keeping in mind that it can be deployed from a ship also, which operates a 7-meter rib.
Okay, sir.
Sir, a
I've,
question, sir.
sir.
If the size can be changed to make it a little bit smaller, but do all the same things that is mentioned in the challenge, is that acceptable, sir?
Acceptable, sir. My size it should not be more than 7 meters. So anything less than that is acceptable.
Understood, sir. Thank you.
Maximum is 7.
Sir, I had a question.
Sir?
It mentions that we need 2 multicopters for enhanced surface surveillance. Can you expand on that? What does that exactly?
So basically, since the height of I will be less, since as you can see, the height of Mars is 1.5 meters. So that gives me a limitation on the range of the EOIR payload. I won't be having a range more than beyond 5 or 6 kilometers of what it is looking at. So to increase that range or to enhance the surveillance factor, I need at least 2 multicopters in it. So it can take off, do the surveillance, and land back again on the vessel.
So just to be clear, so the copters have to be retrieved every time, correct, sir?
Yes, it has to be retrievable so that I can enhance the data, what the data is feeding back. So it has to work on a mesh network. So between the copter and the vessel, I've got a VHF and an RF link. Give the data and through SATCOM, the vessel passes data back to the mothership or the control or the terminal which is there behind.
So understood, sir. And are all these drones that we are deploying going to be linked back to another CNC that is part of the vessel as well?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Do we need a command and control software which will be controlling all these drones as well, including
Yes. It will be required. Otherwise, the launch and recovery command has to be given from the control station.
Understood, sir. And whatever is on the ship will be integrated with this, and that is something we'll discuss after shortlist is.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
So the drones can be of from different company, or we should manufacture the drones of.
Sir, up to you, sir. Since it's a challenge to you, Adi, I leave it to your wisdom how you get the drones, as long as it is meeting my keywords. Except as you're aware, Chinese, Turkish items are not permitted. That I think all of you are aware of it. Apart from that, it's not a problem as long as I get the system.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have a small
Good
question.
afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Sir,
go ahead.
what weather conditions are you expecting the drones and the USV to operate in?
Anything else, sir?
Sir, what weather conditions are you expecting the USV and the drones to operate in, sir? Hello.
Hello.
Sir, can I reiterate what he's asking? He's asking whether the weather conditions should be taken into factor. Do we have a limitation on that as well?
Sir, no, sir, if anyone is speaking, I'm not able to hear.
Sir, am I audible now?
Audible.
Sir, I think so. They are asking which is the sea state condition where the.
So just a sec, I'm unable to hear. ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा
Yes.
यार इंडिकेशन कंटेंट क्या डालूं यार मैं हाँ एज पर डीएपी ना मिनिमम ना ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा अरे ऑडियो बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा I'm typing through ये हाँ log yeah
Hope TDAC is audible with the whatever problems raised by the participants, right?
Audible. Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Just we are confirming with the TDAC, then we will continue. Right, sir?
Yeah, we are back online. You can please go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, as I understand, like what you said is this you want only for ISR and targeting, so you don't want it to attack. Whereas the name mentions specifically naval attack drone. So, but that is we are clear on that we don't want this to be a use in kamikaze. The drone should not go and hit up
Okay,
something.
so gentlemen to all, ladies and gentlemen, whosoever is there to all, see, the requirements for this will come in two parts. One will be the open part, and second will be the part which is confidential, which will be discussed with the people who are shortlisted. Okay, so even since we are all on open line, so all this thing, please don't ask. It is very clear there is no attack part in it.
Noted, sir.
Sir, did we discuss the weather conditions in which we are expecting the drones and the USV to operate in, sir?
Okay, the USV you have to look at up to minimum 4, and drone will you have to tell up to what wind speed it can operate. We'll go ahead with that.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir.
You all have
Sir,
to cater for one thing. The problem statement I have given is broad. Why it is broad? Because it is a development project. If I make it restrictive, then it will not be good. If you're developing something from scratch, it has to. I have to give the developer a lot of leeway rather than restricting them. What I am looking for this is that it should be with minimal RCS so that it doesn't get detected. Right? That
Yes,
is
sir.
why it's also written somewhere that it should have the provision of submerging. That means only the mast should be above water. Once it is in area where it is supposed to be, it will no longer remain on surface. It will submerge, and only the antenna which is on top will remain to provide
Outside
input.
for communications.
Yeah.
Understood, sir.
Yeah, for communication and for detection. The
Mhm.
EO-IR sensor and the laser range finder
Mhm.
and the communication net that should remain above water. Rest should go should submerge so that it doesn't get detected.
Understood, sir.
Sir, I have a follow-up question in that case. So are we expected to have the EOIR sensors both on the vessel and on the drone, or are they only supposed to be on the drone? Because the drone can also have a maximum
So,
ceiling height as well, right?
I'll tell you something. Why have we kept that you should also have a drone quadcopter kind of a thing associated with it? Why? Because we all know two things, that because of height of eye will be very less for this boat, which will be just barely about a meter and a half, right? The ranges it will get will be very less, detection ranges. Second, the quadcopter is not just for enhancing the height of eye, it is also will act as a communication relay means. If we are deploying 3-4 of these together, so that I can reposition the others based on input. That
Understood,
is
sir.
why, yeah, I have written that it should have both high-speed SATCOM and VOHF. SATCOM is for talking between the boat and the base from where, or the control station from where you're controlling, and the UHF is for communication between two or more such boats via the quadcopter which you have launched. So you form a mesh network, mesh topology you'll form.
Understood, sir. And is there a bandwidth, like upper bandwidth constraint that you have in mind for the SATCOM, or?
See, now if you go by the normal standards, any SATCOM for which you have to get live data has to be a high bandwidth SATCOM, high data rate, and that part is, if you Google, will be available on net.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Sir, if there are certain extra features that come up to mind, is there any way we can send a write-up to you separately just to clarify if that works?
Yeah. Like I said, that every one of you have to understand, had anything been defined absolutely, I would have taken out a normal RFI. I wouldn't have gone the IDEX route. IDEX route is to bring out the best in innovation from all you guys. So if you are absolutely free to provide your solutions.
Understood, sir.
So good afternoon. Hi, this is Shubhenberg from Cnautics. Can you about why existing platforms are not okay? If you look at gliders, for example, like why do they not fit your problems or solve your problems?
No, you talking about something flying?
No, and like wave gliders. Like I just want to understand the problem better, like the problem that you're facing.
So that part I'll discuss. That's the confidential part. When the shortlisted people, only the shortlisted people. There is a
Understood. Thank you.
requirement. That is why we have got this out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Myself Harish from CD Space Robotics. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. So actually, we do have an existing platform for this. But will we get any help in the testing part from IDEX?
Testing of what?
Testing of the platform, aerial
Oh,
platform.
100. See, again, anything which comes on IDEX is not your own development. You will get a lot of help. You will get help from
Okay.
academia. You will have
Okay.
mentors associated with it for all your trials. The Navy is there.
Okay, sir. Got it. Got it. Because as of
It
now,
is,
you know that
see, this
as
is a
a
development
manufacturer. Yes, sir.
again. IDEX, you have to read about IDEX, why IDEX scheme has been taken out. It is to
Okay.
develop indigenous defense manufacturing. So here I am not taking you as buddy Tata or Adani,
Okay.
right?
Understood, sir. Understood.
So the entire ecosystem has been made to help you.
Got it, sir.
Good morning,
Sure,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
My name is Anubhav. Sir, is it possible to participate in IDEX challenge through consortium?
Say again, please.
Sir, I was asking, is it possible to participate in IDEX challenges through consortium?
You please ask DIO. See, I am here to clarify regarding the product which is there. Anything to do with what is the process, how it is going to do, you have to ask DIO and they'll guide you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
कौन सी मीटिंग में गए? ये NSCS गए। मैं तो पहुंच भी नहीं पाऊंगा यार 12 बजे। जाओ यार, ऐसे नहीं होता।
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sir. This is Chang from Unmanned Dynamics. Can you give us more information about the multicopters?
No, can you? I couldn't get you here. Can you please repeat?
Regarding this challenge 28. So initially I understood that it's only a MANTA type drone, but later I found out that you need two multicopters also. Can you give
No, no.
us a little?
The requirement of one or two multi-copter, there is no fixed. It is based on what solution you give. Number is not fixed. It is based on your solution which you provide.
So the information about these multicopters, is it there in the PDF or what should be the payload and endurance of those multicopters, the speed for those multicopters,
Okay,
and
so
from where they may launch?
I will clarify the entire thing to everyone, and that should ideally answer all your questions. So this is going to be a surface platform which is stealth. That means very low RCS. It will carry the platform itself. The size has been determined or capped so that it can be carried on a warship. Then next part for communication, the boat which is there will carry high speed SATCOM and VUHF. The sensors which we are looking for, EOIRST, day night capability, then LRF for ranging data. This is the bare minimum thing which is required. Then comes to the multicopter. Multicopter, we have written minimum 2 so that at any given point of time, one is in air. I have already determined why a multicopter is required. because of height of fire limitation of a small stealth boat. We've not specified any transit speed particularly, but that will be based on the solution which you give. I have given the range and endurance of that. So if you work out range and endurance, you will get a pretty good idea of what speed minimum it should do. When it is in deployed area, then it should submerge and maintaining only the mast above, so that it portrays bare minimal RCS. So that will help it avoid being detected itself. The multicopter is primarily required to carry a EOIR and a radio relay, a mesh network, VUHF set. Does it answer
Okay, sir,
broadly
thank
all
you.
your questions? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
it
sir.
did, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. This is Pawan from Wipro 3D. I'm audible.
Yeah, please.
We have a question. Like, we are basically print service and component manufacturing company. We have been supporting organizations, and we can also take care of mechanical components or the structures of this part or any of the challenges. So my question for us, like, what's going to be the qualification criteria for the system as a whole, because it's at R&D stage, and we being a 3D printing company, so what's going to be the qualification criteria? And it could be something different, or like it's going to be the same, or who is going to reply to this? Because if we go to the DOE, they're gonna be saying that it lies up to the end user. And like, how do we address this? Like, what's gonna be the qualification criteria, and who's gonna be the one who
So,
will be making the qualification?
so based on the problem statement, you have to define your way ahead, right?
Okay,
There is something known as PDS PRU, which will be made by us, which will define all whatever things which you are asking, and which I'm trying to avoid talking on open circuit, that part,
understood.
right? Then there is a you again for qualification criteria, how it is done, you have to ask DIU. I can just tell you, all your proposals will be examined, and there is a high pass steering committee which consists of people from academia. You have IIT professors, you have the best brains in India will be sitting there to
Understood.
judge which is the best, or rather not which is the best, which is feasible, workable.
Okay,
Okay, so there is a development contract. The selected one will be signing with DIO, and there'll be a work breakdown structure which will be made, and based on that, milestones will be determined. So in milestone 1, so and so has to be achieved, and milestone 2, so and so has to be achieved, right? It goes up to milestone 5, which is single stage composite trials.
understood.
In the entire process, you will be helped for your trials. You will be helped if you face problems. Okay, there'll be academia rep who's their expert in this field, who will be providing you guidance and telling you what is in realms of feasibility and what is not.
Understood. Yeah, fair enough. Understood.
Sir, Jayan, quick question. How many companies are going to be chosen, or is there like no standardization on that yet?
Yeah, maximum 2.
Okay.
Hi, sir. This is Preetham from QAccess Motors. So I just wanted to know on what is the criteria based on which you will shortlist the proposals. I mean, is it based on existing capability or just the technical knowledge in which we prepare the proposals?
Like I said before, I'm repeating again, you will forward your proposal, which will be examined, and it will be examined by the best brains in India. So you may write anything, they will tell whether this is feasible or not.
Okay, sir. Sir, because the question I'm asking is because see, we are specializing in EO and IR high stabilized platforms. so that you can detect like really far off objects, even in the
Which
planes.
company you are? Can you please tell me?
I am in a company called Q-Axis Motors. We are incubated by IIC, funded by IIC.
Okay, yeah. See, if you are going in for component level, I can't answer on component level. That is the person who actually is the winner. You have to deal with that person.
Got it, sir.
मैं कैसे उसको किसको जाना था? तुम मेरे को कब आके बोल रहा है यार? You know, he's a 3-star.
Anything else, sir?
Sir, one last question. Is there any possibility of putting in public domain some of these proposals which have been selected, the winners which are already, the previous winners, so that we get an idea about how those proposals have been written? This will,
Just
this will
one second.
probably save time.
Yeah, I'll just call the concerned officer from TDAC. He'll answer the questions for you.
Yeah.
Hi, this is TDAC. I would request you that this information is readily available either on the website of IDEX or it is available with DIO. So I'm sure they'll be able to help you with that.
Okay.
Yeah, all the relevant information is available in the public portal, sir, domain. In the past winners as well as the problem statements.
Not the problem statements and the winners. I wanted to know if we can get access to the proposals, the solutions which the winners have provided, so that we get a feel for how the winning proposals look like. Hello.
So in case there are no other further questions regarding the MANTA-Drone, I'll be signing off now.
Yeah, I think we can wind up. If there are no further questions, I think we can wind up the session, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And in case of reaching out to us, you can, you can go through a site and there's a particular section, Reach Us, General Technical and Grievance, at the bottom of the page, home page. You can fill up the form and reach out to us.
One
We'll be
question:
happy to.
Are you going to be posting all of these videos onto YouTube or some platform so that we can just go through them again?
Yes, sir. We'll be doing that. So all these sessions are going to be posted on YouTube.
Okay. By when are you planning to do that? Any idea on that?
Sir, I won't be able to commit any timeline right now, but we'll be doing that really soon.
Okay.
That will help us a lot, and every aspirant who is planning to bid it in a serious way. So this questionnaire is definitely, if it is available on the web, the information will be clear, and whatever we are submitting, that will be actually closer to the goal. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Good day.
Yes. Great day ahead. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. This is from Safe Automations.
Thank you. Jai Hind.